Oh yeah, man. That's crazy, guys. It's already game week. Damn. Where the heck did the time go? Like, seriously, man. It's already game week again? God. I feel like I just sat here watching my team lose to Missouri. But here we are. Guy freaking Nation. What's poppin'? Crazy Dog coming at you once again on the Buckin' Crazy YouTube channel with a very special Buckeyes live stream. As, like I said, it's officially game week. The Buckeyes are back in action this Saturday afternoon, 3:30 p.m. on CBS, as they welcome the Akron Zips to the Horseshoe for what should be an absolute slaughter. I mean, let's be honest here. I mean, this is like freaking for any of my Ohioans out there. This would be like the big ass kid, right, facing the little squirt, little tiny kid. Be like a high schooler beating up on a first grader. Or I guess if you want to go high school, it'd be like St. Ignatius beating up on some little old farm town high school that can barely muster a freaking roster. Pretty much. Oh man. I did hear Akron has a new quarterback this year. I think it's who is it? Is it some guy named Finley? I think he's related to TJ Finley or something. I don't know. I don't really care. So, anyways, here's what's going to happen in this live stream. All right. I'm going to go over the roster. We're going to talk about how this roster looks heading into the season. And then I'm going to get into my schedule prediction. And I'm pretty sure you guys already know where I'm going with that in terms of my record prediction for the season. So, with that being said, let's dive into this roster. All right. I'm going to go position by position. Starting off with the offense, of course, I'm using our lads because Ohio State doesn't seem to post depth charts anymore, really. I haven't found one. But, anyways, you look at the guys up front, the big dudes protecting my quarterback, who, of course, is Will Howard this year. It's mostly unchanged. Simmons is still at left tackle, Donovan Jackson at left guard. The new guy, Seth McLaughlin, looks to be the starting center. I'm sure Bama fans will give us hell if that dude still has trouble with the snap. Oh my god, they're gonna be watching us like a hawk every snap. Did he do a good snap? Did he do a good snap? Is he snapping the ball good enough? Huh? Sounds like he's doing just fine. Carson Hinsman at right tackle and Josh Fryer. Carson Hinsman at right guard. Josh Fryer at right tackle. Skill player wise, we might have one of the most loaded units in the nation overall. Wide receiver, do I need to even say anything? Jeremiah Smith, Carnell Tate, and Buka, Brandon Innes, Mylan Graham, Bryson Rogers, Jaden Ballard, right? I want to see Jaden Ballard ball out so freaking bad. He's barely played and he's a redshirt junior. I need to see him on the field a little bit. You hear me, Ryan Day? I need to see him a little bit. Right? Then you have Kojo Antwi and David Adolph, who got a scholarship, I believe. He's finally involved. Now, running backs. We already know. We got one of the best, if not the best, running back tandem in the nation. Quinshawn Judkins and Trevion Henderson. And then you have James Peoples and Sam Williams-Dixon as the 3 and 4 backs. Of course, Mayan Williams graduated, and the others, Dallin Hayden especially, all went elsewhere. I know Dallin Hayden went to Colorado. Yeah, hopefully he does good over there. But overall, this offense is going to be lighting up the scoreboard this year. Good luck stopping them. And then at tight end, because how could I forget about the tight ends, right? G. Scott, Will Kesmerick, Jelani Thurman, and do not sleep on Demarion Witten, eventually getting some run too. Will Kesmerick came in as a transfer. I think he has at least one more year after this year. He's a redshirt junior, I guess, so that's cool. He was the first transfer we got, actually, which is kind of surprising, but that's cool, right? He was the first guy we got. I remember, too, when we got Will at that point, Ohio State was so quiet in the portal. And then they waited until after our bowl game to see if we really needed anything, and we did. Then they went crazy. You know, they got Will Howard, they got Quinshaw Judkins. I remember, never forget, the national championship game had just ended. Like the confetti was still falling. And I checked Twitter and boom, Quinshaw and Judkins committed to Ohio State. That was awesome. Yeah, that was awesome. Now I talk about this offense. Let's talk about this defense, right? Now, of course, up front, you're going to have Jack Sawyer, Ty Hamilton, Tyreek Williams, JT Tuimoloau. Very, very like veteran-led group there. Not a lot of underclassmen represented there. Aiden Curry, Caden McDonald, Hero Kanu, Kenyatta Jackson. A lot of people were like scared that he was going to leave. Thank God he stuck around. Drake Houston, who is going to be a dog. Never forget, you know, signing day comes around, and all of a sudden, word gets out that he's probably going to Alabama. Meanwhile, Ryan Day is talking about Jeremiah Smith committing to Ohio State officially. He gets a phone call during his little press conference. He walks out. He comes back in very happy. A little while later, Edric Houston officially commits to Ohio State. So now we know why. Now some other names to watch. Mitchell Melton, redshirt senior. He's been around forever. He's finally healthy. Hopefully I can stay throughout the season because he's had some injury issues. Tyrone Malone and Jason Moore. I think those guys will get some run out there eventually with the longer season, more games, more wear and tear on the guys. Depth is important. And we got that. We got that too. And don't sleep on Mickens either. There's also another guy I think we flipped from Virginia Tech. I haven't heard much about him, but I think he might be a factor later on too. Linebacker, I am excited for this group. Sonny Styles, Cody Simon, two very, very good guys. Of course, Cody Simon is the Block O recipient this year. CJ Hicks, Arvell Reese, Garrett Stover, Gabe Powers, and Peyton Pierce. That is a very athletic and very good group at linebacker, right? These guys seem like they're all dudes who could fly around and make plays all over the field. We don't really have any thumpers. I mean, besides maybe Garrett Stover. Everyone else can fly around and make plays, which is awesome. And just think about next year. Look at our recruiting class heading into 2025. Look at the freshman class coming in next year as of right now. There's your thumpers right there. And then you look at the cornerbacks in the secondary. BIA. It ain't a slogan. Denzel Burke, Lathan Ransom, Davison Igbinosun, Jordan Hancock, some dude named Caleb Downs. 5-star transfer, right? One of the top transfers out there. He's a Buckeye. He should have been a Buckeye to begin with, but he committed to Alabama. In fact, I saw an article that said it was so close between those two. He cried when he had to tell Ryan Day that he was going to Bama. Like when his position coach left and when Saban retired, Buckeye fans wrote it like, yeah, Caleb Downs, if he enters the portal, he's a Buckeye. And sure enough, All right. Now, don't sleep on the depth either at cornerback either. You have Jermaine Matthews, stud. Keenan Nelson coming in as a junior transfer from South Carolina. Malik Hartford, stud. Aaron Scott, dog. Lorenzo Styles, I haven't really seen much of him, but I've heard some decent things about him. Then you have Jaden Bonzu, who ironically I thought was like our response to Downs leaving or not coming here. So that's cool. You know, Jalen McClain, stud. Calvin Simpson Hunt, stud. And Miles Lockhart, pretty good. Yeah. I mean, even special teams. We got a transfer in Anthony Vanieri, but apparently it's going to be the freaking punter who looks like a damn linebacker, Nick McLarty. He's a freshman. He looks like a damn linebacker. I would not be shocked if they tried to pull a fast one and they try to fake punt with them. He'd run people over straight up. And then you have Jaden Fielding most likely doing the kicking and the kickoffs. Long snapper, John Furlman, whatever. Holder, Anthony Vanieri or Nick McLarty. Return man will most likely be Brandon Innes and maybe Lorenzo Styles or Mylan Graham. We'll see who ends up doing that. But yeah, overall, a very, very loaded unit. And I am extremely excited to see what these guys will do. Extremely excited. Right? Like, there's not too many teams that can keep up with this squad right here. Straight up. Now, let me actually check our recruiting from last year and see what freshmen we might see pop onto the scene as the season goes on. So I did notice there's some names that aren't on there yet. Yeah. Yeah, there's some names that are not on there officially yet because they haven't, as they say, lost their black stripe, which means you're officially a member of the team. That's like a ritual thing that they do. They've been doing that, I think, since Urban Meyer showed up. Pretty cool. Yeah, once you lose your black stripe, you're officially a member of the squad. I mean, you're a Buckeye already, but like, you know, you officially are like that dude. Like, you're ready to go. The training wheels are off. That's pretty much what it means. So we go to 2024, right? This loaded class that we had. And people were like worried, like, oh yeah, you know, this class is gonna suck because like we're losing guys. We only lost a few guys, I think. So like, yeah, we didn't even do that bad. All right. So let's look at the class of 2024. Let's see who we have not seen yet on here. Okay, Ian Moore, I think he's on there. Dominic Kirks. That's another name to keep an eye on at defensive line. He was a late addition coming over from Washington. Then you have Max LeBlanc, another tight end to keep an eye on as well, with Demarion Witten. Eric Menza, another Ed. That's the guy we got from Virginia Tech. Yeah. Leroy Roker. He also lost his black stripe recently. And then you have a 6'7" punter. My God. 6'7", 255. Bro, like, no way, dude. He could be a tight end if he really wanted to. He could literally be a tight end if punting didn't work out. Oh my God. He weighs the same as Dominic Kirks, and he's taller than a defensive end. And the dude can punt it like 90 some yards. I thought I saw. My God. He towers over everybody, bro. Like, damn. I'm just glad we got rid of that freaking loser freaking special teams coach that we had. We can actually be serious there. Maybe we want to fake punt and just watch him run over people. Especially early on when we're facing these like cupcake teams, right? Akron and Marshall. Oh, Marshall. I mean, yeah, okay. Watch a 6'7" freaking punter just go all rugby mode on you. But yeah, for the most part, it seems like everyone from the class of 2024 is active per se. Yeah, except for I think Leroy, although I think it's mainly just Mensa and Witten. They are not on our lads thing, but they're gonna be active, I'm sure, and Kirk's too. Yeah, like I said, I mean, with the longer season, of course, they added more teams to the playoff, deeper playoff field, more games, more rounds, and this is where depth is going to be extremely important. It's even more important now than it was before. Because over this long season, guys are going to wear down, and you want to make sure they stay fresh for a long season. Because those injuries are going to start, you know, they're going to start piling up eventually. You'd think. By the way, we got something for Philip Bell, wide receiver. When's he committing? Okay, August 31st. So in 4 days. Final two of Ohio State and USC, and it sounds like Ohio State might be the squad. And real quick, before I do my schedule prediction, like I said, I think we know where I'm going to be going with that. Let's see if we have any new crystal balls. Will Rogers was named Washington's starting quarterback. Like I really care. Oh man, all right. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, it's about to get serious. Oh, look at that. Speaking of the devil, Max Torres posted a crystal ball, a prediction on On3 for Philip Bell to Ohio State. It literally happened earlier this morning. For anyone who's like, who's Philip Bell? He's a 4-star wide receiver out of Mission Viejo, California. He's unanimously ranked as a 4-star prospect by all the major recruiting sites. Now, as far as has he been to Ohio State recently? Let me see. He has 3 total. Well, he's had 3 total visits. 2 were in 2020, 2 unofficials in 2023, and then he had his official visit on June 14th. Okay. So I think he'll be a Buckeye. That seems to be the vibe right now. So you're gonna add him. Let's look at the class of 2025 receiving core, because you're probably gonna be adding him to it. I mean, you're gonna have Desi Jones, I think, right? Let me see here, just to clarify. Like God, we're already getting to 2026. I'm seeing we got freaking predictions for kids from 2026 now. Freaking crazy, right? Wow. Oh, and then Wilt Fong for class of 2026. An expert prediction for Ohio State to land elite 2026 D lineman Aiden Harris from Weddington. Same school as I think Trajan Odom. We just saw Trajan Odom's school go out there and do work on David Sanders' school, which is kind of funny. People are going to be like, oh, that's why they didn't get David. No, David wanted to go to Tennessee because of family and a little bit of money, but it's mainly family. Can't argue with that. It sucks because Justin Fry put all his resources into that. We rizzed up David Sanders so hard with Paris Johnson appearances, and Tavian St. Clair was trying his ass off to get him to come here, and he ended up going to Tennessee. But hey, we rebounded with Javon McFadden, who is a stud in his own right. So I'm not even mad. And then we have Messiah Delhomme. I guess he'll be a Buckeye. That's what it looks like for him, too. But man, I tell you what, Larry Johnson heard the slander from the past couple of classes. He heard the haters saying, oh, he's retiring, right? That's how they would negatively recruit against him. They'd be like, oh, yeah, Larry Johnson's retiring. You sure you want to go to Ohio State? He's going to retire soon. So Larry's like, me? Retire? Nah. He responded with what he's done recently. I mean, look at the class that we're bringing in. And look at the D line. And look at damn. So if we get Philip Bell, which it's looking like we will, Quincy Porter, 4-star from New Jersey. Ironically, the same area that Desi Jones went to. So yeah, Quincy Porter. And then we got Desi Jones, also from Jersey. And then you got, oh yeah, Bo Penn Miller, who can play almost every position. I saw a freaking tweet saying he was like playing quarterback for his high school. It's like, what is this dude's doing it all? Kicking, passing, throwing, and catching. Like, damn. What else can he do? But I've also noticed that's only we've only had like 2 or 3 receivers this class. I see this time around we are putting our resources towards the big guys up front, because you look at our defense going into next year, half the guys are gone. It makes me laugh when I see the haters, the other fan bases talking about, oh yeah, look at all those guys on that recruiting class. They're all going to be in the portal next year. They're all going to leave. I don't think so. I mean, I did this earlier, but I think we have like 6 or 7 guys on the D line alone that are going to be gone next year, because they're either going to leave early for the draft or they're seniors. Like that entire our entire starting D line is gone after this season because they're going to the draft. They're going pro. They almost went pro this past season, or this past off season, but we kept them all around, and we essentially reloaded the clip. Now next year, watch out. It's gonna be a fun year. This is essentially a make or break year for those guys. They gotta whoop the crap out of Team Up North, win the conference, and then win a natty. That's simple. And not to mention, this will be made even better with the fact that it sounds like the Team Up North, like the last couple seasons, are about to get Thanos snapped into oblivion, because the NCAA submitted their notice of, well, I guess what I was talking about there, the NOA, essentially what they did wrong. Yeah. I talked about it in a video before. Same thing happened. Like, that was just a draft. This was the legit thing. Like, it's pretty much the same. Yeah. You want to hear about what happened? Just watch that video on my channel. Pretty much everything that I talked about in there was in the legit article. Like, that was just released and sent to the Team Up North. So yeah, that hammer is just going to come down soon, I imagine. And it's going to be glorious. Now, yeah, we got a 2025 class that's looking amazing. But now they got to start working on that class of 2026, because we only have one kid, and it's 5-star receiver Chris Henry Jr. So they got to start working on that, which I know they are. They're going to be working on that now over the next few months, building that class up. Oh, man, it feels so good to have a good team. But now, with that being said, it's time to talk about this schedule. Right? It's time to talk about the schedule. So, just a quick refresher. Let's pull up the schedule right here. Overall, not too bad. Not too bad. Not much has changed. In fact, I don't think anything has changed since the last time I talked about our schedule. I do remember we had Southern Miss, but I think we canceled that game once upon a time. And we also added Grambling State next year. Okay. All right. So let's talk about this schedule. So week 1, Akron Zips come to town. Of course, this Friday, I will be doing my game preview, just like I did last year. I think you guys know where this is going. W. Pretty obvious. Oh, we have Lions are releasing Nate Sudfeld. Okay, cool. Sudfeld. Whoa. NFL news. Gotta love it. Week 2, Western Michigan. Oh, look. W. I'm not going to spend any time on these other games because, like, oh, Marshall. W. We're not losing those 3 games. In fact, Akron In that game, I bet you by the end of it, we might see Julian Sand at the end, like fourth quarter. Like the starters will be pulled at some point, and then it's going to be backups. And we all know how Ryan Day does it. It's going to be heavy running. They're not really going to give a crap. You know, they're just going to be running the ball, whatever, just trying to end the game. Get out of there healthy, I guess, and, you know, don't embarrass them. Because the only way Ryan Day would embarrass a team is if they did something to piss them off. Like what Maryland. Maryland was talking all kinds of ish that one time after we barely beat them. Remember that? I guess Maryland was talking a lot of ish. And Ryan Day responded the very next year by going out and absolutely smacking them around. It got to the point where he did an onside kick early in the game and recovered it. That's how petty he was back then. That was a different Ryan Day, of course, but different time. So our first Big Ten game of the season will be against the Spartans of Sparty on the road in East Lansing, and you guys know where I'm heading with this. I mean, they're trying to get back to prominence, but they're not good. They don't hold a candle to the Buckeyes. Beetle. Then we got Iowa. Now, they got rid of, or Kirk got rid of his brother or his son, whatever. I don't even know who it was, but it was like the other Ferentz, the loser, offensive coordinator, got rid of him. And they named Cade McNamara, I think, their quarterback. In fact, of course, when I do my game previews videos or whatever, I will be going in depth with everything. All right, so while we wait for that to load up, yeah, no, I know they got a new coach over in Sparty Land and from Oregon State, a couple other things as well. Wow, Vikings are moving on from running back kick returner Kine Nwangwu. I mean, I love him on my team. He's electric. He's electric. Not to mention Naheem Hines is injured right now. Yeah, so I would be all for that. So we look at Iowa, right? Let's take a look at Iowa real quick. Where you at? There you are. Iowa. The Hawkeyes. Let's take a look and see what their roster brings to the table. Because they did lose some pieces, and they gained some guys, too. So, Iowa, quarterback, Cade McNamara. You look at their receivers. They have Jarrett Bowie, Reese Vanderzee, Jacob Gill, Caden Wetjen, Seth Anderson, Terrell Washington. Yeah, the offense really doesn't have a lot of spunk to it. You already know where I'm heading with this. But their defense is good, though. Their defense is always good. Xavier Nwankpa, once upon a time, could have been a Buckeye, chose to go to Iowa. Yeah, okay. Whatever. But yeah, you already know where I'm headed with this. What's the letter after V? W. And then we look at the next game, Oregon. Now, I will be real here. If there's a game that we're going to lose on this schedule, it's right here. Out west, it's going to be a late game. I think it's like a national TV game. Definitely. Late night. And out west at Autzen. Haven't played in an environment like that in a while. We've played in some hostile environments, but we'll see how hostile this one is. Right? You look at their team. If you follow me on the main channel, I have this Ducks troll that keeps popping in and talking crap about how Dillon Gabriel clears Will Howard. Like I always say, Will Howard's at least been to and won a conference championship. I don't think Dillon Gabriel's been there. Yeah, I might be wrong, but I don't think he's been there. But they have a solid ass team. They are definitely going to be a menace this year, that's for sure. You have Dillon Gabriel at quarterback. You have a solid running back room. Your offensive line's good too. Johnny Cornelius, who they brought in a couple years ago out of the transfer portal. Ohio State was looking at him hard. They weren't able to pull him in. Then you brought in Matthew Bedford as another transfer. You have a nasty receiving core. Tez Johnson, Evan Stewart, Trayshawn Holden, Kyle Casper, Jurian Dickey, Gary Bryant. Yeah, Jeremiah McClellan. Should have been he was a Buckeye until he flipped for some reason. Jack Wrestler, Trent Ferguson. I'm sorry, that's a left tackle. Jack Wrestler. Yeah. Good squad. Good team. Their defense is going to be fun to watch, though, I'm sure. You know, their secondary is mostly like transfers, too. The starters. Cam Alexander, Kobe Savage, Jabbar Muhammad, Brandon Johnson, Tysheem Johnson. Mostly all fresh, all transfers. Woodyard. I think he flipped from somewhere. Dakota Fields. Ife Obadegwu. Yeah, they have some studs for real. They're going to be a challenge. But you know what I got going on? W. Yeah. It's a W. What are you think I'm going to have us losing? Hell no. Then after that, I think it'll be a nice little smooth ride. Right? I think it'll be a smooth ride. We got Nebraska coming off a bye week. And yeah, we face a former Buckeye commit at quarterback. You know, Mr. Wannabe Pat Mahomes. He's like Dollar General Pat Mahomes. Let me look at their team real quick here. Let's look it up. Look it up. Where you at? There you are. Yeah, once upon a time, we had literally the top two commits, like top two college prospects, like recruits in the nation on the same team. They were like 1-2. Jeremiah Smith, who obviously is still here, and Dylan Raiola, who then went to Georgia and then went to Nebraska. And he's also done the same thing in high school, too. He could not stay at a high school longer than like a year, pretty much. Yeah, you know, they have Dylan Raiola at quarterback. I mean, solid running back room, I guess. Dante Dowdell is probably the most notable name I remember. I know. Receivers are not too bad. Isaiah Nayor is over there now as a transfer. Defense is going to have their hands full with us. Like, you already know what we about to do to them. Oh, you already know. W. Then we get Penn State, and you know the deal. Until they beat us, I can't have us losing to them. W. Then we face Purdue. W. And then we get Northwestern at Wrigley Field. W. And then we get little old Indiana. Now, here's the funny part about Indiana. They got a new coach, right, from James Madison. This dude has this little, I guess, pep rally. You know, welcome to Indiana pep rally. You know what he does? He comes out and he starts talking ish about all the big boys in the Big Ten. Well, you know what? You're going to get a big old whooping, boy. W. And then we get to face the team up north, who is without a doubt going to be Thanos snapped by the NCAA. So, W. You damn right I got us going undefeated. We'll see if that sticks. Like I said, if we're going to lose a game, it's going to be at Oregon. I don't see us losing to Penn State or the team up north. And we go into the Big Ten title game undefeated. Most likely against Oregon again. That's just the way I have it. Or you're just being a homer. I'm being real. I mean, look at our team. Do you think anybody's going to be able to stop our team for 4 quarters? You might be able to stop us for a half a quarter or a full quarter or maybe even a half. But you all really think you're going to be able to stop this team for 4 full quarters? At some point, the dam's going to break. Jeremiah Smith's going to get open, or Quinn, Sean, and Travion are going to break one, or the defense is going to force a big turnover. It's bound to happen. Right? So, yeah. I'm sure y'all are going to have an opinion on this. But that's all I got, guys. Let me know in the comments or, you know, whatever, and what you guys think. And again, this Friday, my first game preview video of the season against Akron. Let me know what you guys think. And oh, Carl Lawson got released. Wow, that's tough. From the Cowboys, that's tough. But yeah, I'll see you guys Friday. Now, of course, could have a commitment coming up soon on the 31st with Philip Bell. If that one is being shown anywhere, like on any other recruiting sites, I'll probably stream it. But that's all I got, guys. Shout out to everyone who might be watching later on.